Going on, good people? You're here again. This your boy, DJ, 1/3 of the NFC South versus the NFL. And you're here to watch the NFC South versus the NFL. It says your boy DJ on Twitter. Still working on it. I'm starting to post a little bit at DJ Hop 25. Look me up, make me post, say something to me. I'll argue. I don't care. Panthers, Falcons, who that? Saints, all that. Yeah, man, just hit me up, man. Like I said, I'm definitely trying to get my content up there, man. But as you can see, we're still a duo right now. You know, our third party still not here currently, but I do got my other partner over here. Who I got over here, man? It's my boy.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Mike Ricks, man. I'm here representing, you already know, Keep Pounding Nation. Follow your boy at Twitter, man, at MikeRicks07. Appreciate y'all checking us out. We back again. We're going to talk about this week 9. We're going to talk about this week 9 in the NFC South. Week 8 is way behind us.
I mean, between us two, man, that's a week neither one of us want to remember. You know, it obviously we're two teams. We both lost this week. Our co-host TJ Jones, who that, you know, continue to find ways to win. But they got a bye week, and yes, our boy TJ is feeling better. He's you know, back to normal. But this is a bye week for the Saints, so he's gonna take a bye week as well, and you know, continue to get healthy. You know, and the Falcons as well have a bye week, so at least that's one loss we got to talk about this week.
Right, good God. Woo, they booty cheeks. Hey, man, they were trying to get rid of Devontae Freeman, the word is. Nah, the Lions were going really hard, man, really, really hard for him, but they decided they wanted to keep him, so, hey.
Yeah, I guess we should talk about that. Trade deadline hit.
Yeah.
There was no movement as far as I saw in the NFC South outside of Muhammad Sanu. Everybody stayed pat. You know, there was a lot of rumblings in Tampa Nation, you know, that O.J. Howard could have been traded. Once again, I personally never saw it happening because I'm still under the impression that Bruce Arians, you know, Byron Leftwich, they're kind of staying the course. You know, they're knowing things aren't going the way they wanted to, but they still are here to still
Yeah. So I don't know, man. He doesn't seem happy. You know how I feel about that, man. He seems like, I don't know. I guess they just got to find ways to give him the ball. But he has to do a better job. I see him on special teams, cutting up, tripping, doing all kind of stuff, man. He ain't on the field when he's supposed to be on the field. BA about to tear him a new one almost every single time. But he got to get it together, get his mind right. But he's a heck of a ball player, so I see why y'all wouldn't want to trade him. He's such an asset, so.
Yeah, and you know, I guess it seems like we're turning this into a little bit of a Bucs segment because I do think the Bucs so far are a little bit of the surprise of the NFC South that they are 2-5 right now. I mean, for all the ups and downs, you know, you expected this team to be, but you still expected this team probably at this point to almost be about 4-3. And this team was 2 plays probably away from being 4-3. I mean, you are what your records say you are. Unfortunately, they're 2-5. And you know, if like I said, those 2 plays that I'm thinking about right now, one with the Giants, Matt Gay makes that field goal at the end of the game. You got to make that. That's a win right there. That scoop and score against the Tennessee Titans. I know stuff like this happens around the league, but it was supposed to be a point of emphasis that refs let plays play out, even when you're talking about turnovers. They blew the ball a bit there when Devin White made was the kicker or long snapper, whoever it was, fumble. Andrew Adams scoops it and he scores. Those are two plays right there that are separating this team, even with the Jameis Winston turnovers, even with, you know, the shortcomings has been on the defense playing pass. This still could be a 4-3 team right now. But, you know, hindsight is 2020. But guess what? You're 2-5. So that's what I'm really going to say about this team right now. And that's really it.
I'm going to be real. That's what I had them anyway. So they right where I thought they would be. But like DJ said, man, this team is much better than what I thought they were going to be. Chris Godwin, man. Oh, my gosh. And they got a lot of players, man. If they can somehow piece this thing together, they can be a very dangerous team. But a lot of talk's been going on Jameis, man, and me watching these games. Jameis, to me, had really that terrible San Francisco game. And I know he had like 5 or 6 turnovers against the Panthers, but I may give him only 2 of those turnovers, man. Maybe 3 max. Majority of those, in my opinion, went to other ball players like Mike Evans and et cetera. But, yeah, man, I think the national media need to chill. I get it, they're not winning. But Peyton Manning, man, Peyton Manning was a turnover machine his first 4 or 5 seasons, man. He had like, I want to say 80-something plus interceptions in his first 4 seasons. And Jameis only has about, 40, 50, something like that. So pump your brakes a little bit, man. Give this boy some time. He's young. How old is Jameis? 25, 24?
25, 26 this year.
Yeah, he got a lot of football left. You're talking about 10-plus years maybe, man. So just imagine what he can be with Bruce Arians and going through all the pains that he's going through. He's resilient, man. You can see it already. He doesn't quit. And I hated to see him on that game. I know that we're not doing a recap, but he looked so disappointed at the end of that game, like he's sick of losing. But anyway, man, since we're talking about Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, we might as well go ahead and talk about this Tampa Bay Seattle game. Let's just go ahead and get into it since we already talking about the Bucs.
Yeah, we might as well just continue to, segue into, like I said, there's a couple more comments I could make about this. But we're going to segue into it. That's a 4-5 game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to head up. Last long road trip in this trip, just gauntlet of away games. I mean, they set new world records in the NFL of travel that we probably would never see a team ever do again. Now, you want to talk about something that, you call it excuse, you call whatever you must. No team has ever had to do what Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had to do over this, 5-game stretch, I want to say.
Yeah, after the Giants game? It was right after the Giants game.
Yeah, we've never seen a team have to travel like this ever. And like I said, the NFL, that's why I always say, this is a Bucs life, man. This is something that would happen to the Bucs, and it is what it is. Your schedule is what it is. I feel like they got screwed. That's, when we do our recaps of the end of the season, this is probably going to be something we're going to talk about that really could have possibly derailed this team. Was something that was mentioned at the beginning.
Right.
I mean, it could have been.
Right, and that's why I felt the way I felt with the wreck. It had nothing to do with you all, man. It was just that, partly y'all, but it was just that y'all got set up, man. I was like, man, you're talking about the Los Angeles Rams. When you got the win there, that just pretty much substituted for the Giants loss. Then you had the New Orleans Saints, if I'm not mistaken. No. You had another game right after that, right? No, it was Saints.
Saints, London,
yeah,
and Tennessee.
Tennessee, and now Seattle. So 5-game stretch. That's 2 years y'all were playing. So hey, let's see, man. Let's see. But let's get to this game. We'll go ahead and start off, man. I say, man, I'll start off. Let me start off. I'm gonna let you get in. I'm gonna try to be quick, man. And I'll let you start off, Tampa. Man. So this is how I see this thing going, man. I watched Seattle. Seattle's defense is usually pretty good. With that being said, they have their secondary is not as good as what it used to be. So I believe that Jameis Winston can have a really big game, especially with, like I said before, I am one of the biggest Chris Godwin fans. DJ's been telling me about this guy for the past couple of years, and I've been watching him play. He is absolutely phenomenal. He can do everything. He knows how to make people miss. He can catch screens and go get yak. He can make big body plays. He can do it all. And then Mike Evans is still coming along, man. You're talking about 2 receivers that are in the top 6 in receiving yards right now on the same team. That's very dynamic, man. And with this secondary, I think that they're going to have their chances and opportunities to make some plays. Russell Wilson, I mean, he was up for the MVP. They have a really good running game. They're usually top 5 in rushing every single year, but this defense is stout. They're one of the best rush defenses in the NFL. So I think the things that Seattle likes to do, Tampa does just as good on the opposing side. So with that being said, I think Russell is going to have his opportunity to make some plays, but the pass rush is looking promising. JPP and Shaq Barrett, I thought looked pretty good out there, man, and they're already stout in the middle. So if they can stop making bonehead offsides penalties and things like that, man, and somehow take care of the ball a little more, can't believe I'm about to say this. I think Tampa goes in Seattle and gets a steal. This isn't the same 12th man. I looked at their schedule, and I know it doesn't mean anything. The 49ers ain't really playing anybody, and waxed us. But I think they got a good chance, man. I think this is the last road trip. They want to end it with a bang. They're going to go out hungry. And I think they're going to sneak a win against Seattle. Go Bucs.
Yeah, man, just to basically go off of what you're talking about, basically in Tampa right now, the big news, this is a 2-5 team. A lot of people are writing them off, which, like I said, 12 years, this is something we've seen too many times as Bucs fans. I get it. But the one thing that I continue to hang my hat on, and which I did from the beginning of the season, I'm going to continue to do that. Until Bruce Arians shows me that he's giving up, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on his team. This is not – he's trying to turn his team into a winner. I talked about it before. Tampa Bay right now is one of those teams. It's a cancer. Until you're able to cut that cancer out, which Bruce Arians is obviously trying his hardest, I do think that what's messing him up a little bit is that kind of changing the reins of how he handles, especially his offense. With Byron Leftwich actually being the person making a play call, that's not something ever done, whenever he took over a team. He's always been the play caller. And I think that has kind of set the Bucs back a little bit because you're not getting the Bruce Arians from Arizona. You're not getting the Bruce Arians from Indianapolis. You're getting the Bruce Arians that's trying to evolve and try not to have a stroke this year. You know what I'm saying? Because everywhere he's went, he's always had some kind of medical issue. It's a difference, but you still got somebody that knows how to win. And you got a defense that, once again, like Mike said, you got JPP, who is a major upgrade on that defensive line. And you saw the pressure being put on the Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill. You saw a little shakeup going on in that secondary. You got Sean Murphy Bunting now playing more on the outside. You got Vernon Hargreaves being moved in the slot. Do I still think he's a bum? Yeah, he's not coming back next year. I still think he is. But he looks a little better in the slot than he does on the outside. Carlton Davis is probably the marked man at cornerback in the NFL right now. It seems like no matter what this kid does, these refs know about him. That he's a physical corner. He's going to put his hands on him. Those picks that he had, I'm not going to go back, but they weren't PIs. You can go either way with them, and they decided to go the way they went, and mainly because it's Carlton Davis. But I say all this saying that going into the Seattle game, this team is pissed. If you watch the press conferences, Jameis' face, even when he was leaving the field, between him, JPP, you hear him doing his interview, stopping his interview to tell people to shut up. Like, they're not. This team is pissed off right now. They know they know they're very talented. Levante David, the same thing. Levante's playing at an all-pro level. He's probably not going to get the accolades like he never does. But right now, Levante David's playing very, very good football. But once again, he's going to probably get snubbed again this year. But this team is not, to be honest, that far away. Everybody wants to point at Jameis Winston's turnovers. There's so many levels to that I'm not going to sit here and break it down. There really is. But I will point to two people, like you did with Peyton Manning, on top of them, that these quarterbacks are successful when they turn the ball over at an alarming rate. You're talking about Brett Favre and you're talking about Ben Roethlisberger. You know what those two teams did? They had a player that they knew was susceptible to turnovers. They built a team around them to, supplement those turnovers, because you also knew you had a player that will sling that rock and win you a game if you give him an opportunity, even if they are making turnovers. Florida State Jameis, He'll turn over the ball 2 times, 2 or 3 times. They'll come back and throw like 4 or 5 touchdowns, still win you the game. I mean, you have that potential with Jameis Winston on this team, and you don't have anybody. There's nobody else better right now, and BA's here for that. And going into the Seattle game, as long as Jameis keeps his confidence, which looks like it is, like I said, I'm not wavered on this kid. I'm not wavered on this team. Like I said, they're still building. Like you said, Mike's probably been hit on the head better than I did this year. It's an up and down season right now, but you're seeing this team ascend, unlike the Falcons. You're seeing them show signs of life, but if they can just figure it out and play together, they can go on a run. And this might be the start of it, because there was that tipping point with at least especially BA's team with Arizona, when the team finally said enough is enough. The same thing with Bucs Nation. We all know about that. I think it was when the team went out to either San Diego somewhere. They took a bad loss with Sapp and Lynch and all them, and they took a loss, and they said enough is enough. If this team says enough is enough, they can go out to Seattle and win. I am going to take the Bucs to win. I was back and forth with this pick, talking to Mike a little bit, we talked a little bit about this prior, and I was going to go with Seattle, but looking at certain things and trying to take the pulse of this team right now, they want this game. Even if they have a 2-5 record, I mean, it's the same thing. They probably, and that was my confidence with picking them against the Rams. They wanted that game, and it seems like it's the same thing, but this is a more angry team right now. With JPP's leadership, I feel like, if you look on the sideline, this man was pulling players, offense and defense, on the sideline. It's a different dynamic having somebody like that on the field right now. Be it if JPP comes back this year or not, next year, it don't matter. You could tell this guy right now is all in with winning. He's all in with what Bruce Arians is trying to express. I know I'm going a little long, but like I said, a lot to break down with this team. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm taking the Bucs, man. Like you said, the Bucs are number 1 against the run. Seattle's, I think, number 2 or 3 best run teams in the NFL. Russell Wilson, he can get outside that pocket. Guess what? They got Levante David and Devin White. With Devin White, we're starting to see him become the player that we drafted, coming off that injury. They're going to spy with Russell Wilson, and those 2 players can run with Russell Wilson. And like I said, the secondary, you see with Andrew Adams in the back end, which I was a big fan with. Mike Edwards is not ready right now. Andrew Adams definitely brings a more common spirit in that secondary that Edwards right now can't beat. So I mean, like I said, if this team is all in, we can see this team going on a run. This is probably the most difficult game they got coming up. They got the Falcons twice coming up. You got the Saints still on the schedule with Drew Brees now at the helm. You still got Arizona Cardinals. I mean, there's still an opportunity for this team. They have to start here in Seattle, and I'm picking, like you said, the Bucs to win this game against Seattle Seahawks. Damn, I killed that shit, boy. Excuse my language.
Oh, God, here you go. Well, I am going to say one intangible, and this is a shout-out to our boy TJ Who Dat. He brought it up when last time y'all played against the Rams. Bruce Arians was in this division, and he's coached against Pete Carroll quite a bit. So I think they're going to have something for him. So this could be the upset of the week. Tampa Buccaneers. Yeah, you tired of losing.
I'm tired of it, man.
Well, let's go ahead and make that shift, man. That's 2-0, Tampa Bay. Make that shift to the Carolina Panthers playing against Tennessee Titans, man. I'll let you start off with that one, man.
This is in Bank of America Stadium, right?
In B of A.
I don't even care. This game, I'm going to just come out and say my prediction before I even go into what I believe. The Panthers are going to win this game. And like I said, I'm not just saying this because obviously Mike's in right here. I watched Tennessee Titans up close and personal. This team, even with Ryan Tannehill, is not a good team. I love Derrick Henry. It's so funny watching this guy run. I mean, you watch him run, he looks like a snail running the ball, but somehow he's able to find that hole. And, next thing you know, this man's breaking off a 75-yard run. Outside of that, this team doesn't have a lot. Ryan Tannehill is not really that good of – I mean, he's an upgrade from Mariota because Mariota's a bum, which, Jameis Mariota, you see why they took Jameis. But, Ryan Tannehill, I think Ryan Tannehill, for the best we've seen of him, is kind of a shell of himself right now. He's not even the same Ryan Tannehill we saw in Miami when he was not injured, he doesn't look as kind of dynamic as he was, I think, when he was with the Dolphins. This receiving core with Corey Davis and A.J. Brown, they're not. It's not a good, it's not a good offense. The one thing that this team does really well, though, they play good defense. There are ball hawks out there, and they can make you turn the ball over if you're stupid with the ball, which can be a problem for the Panthers. But I see this Carolina defense. I mean, they're going to cause some havoc with this team. Their secondary, for all that we saw with, against them in San Francisco 49ers, like I said, I saw this being a trap game. I felt like what the San Francisco lined up to do was something that really could hurt the Panthers, and it came to fruition. Did I see it being blowout like it was? I didn't, but this is the main reason why I did pick San Francisco 49ers beat the Panthers. And for a different reason, for a reason like that, kind of you look at this game with the Titans and the Panthers, it's kind of flipped. What the Panthers do well, the Titans don't really want no problems with. They're going to control the ball on what's that? They're going to control the ball on offense, and Ryan Tannehill, he's going to probably he's susceptible to turn the ball over as well. And I feel like the Panthers are probably pissed off after going to the West Coast, and they're trying to reclaim what they were prior to going to San Francisco and getting their head beat in. They're going to try to make a statement, and this is a perfect game to do that because, to be honest, Tennessee Titans really are a great team. And I do think the Panthers are a better team, and they're catching them at the right time, and the Panthers are going to go ahead and win this game.
Well, I will say this. This is one team that we have not beat in Bank of America Stadium. I think it's probably the only team, if I'm not mistaken.
I won't beat them this time.
So I think this is an opportunity to check a box. There are some things that concern me. But last year we played against the Pittsburgh Steelers on a primetime stage and got blew out. And we could not recover from that blowout. So this year, we had the same type of blowout on the road, close to the same week. It was week 8 or week 9 when it happened. This was week 8 when it happened. So, it's a lot of things that are kind of like, and we went on that losing streak. The difference is the responses from after that loss. I've seen Ron Rivera. I haven't seen him this pissed off, and I don't know how long. I haven't seen these players so pissed off and hungry and ready to get back out there and right the wrongs, like last year. I didn't see that from them. They were kind of shell-shocked. They're not shell-shocked. They kind of took it. They moved past it. They're going to learn from it, and they're going to ball out. I truly believe that we're going to have a bounce-back game. And I think Kyle Allen's going to have a good one. I am very, very disappointed in our receivers, and I want to point this out. We haven't had a receiver go over 100 yards yet. Curtis Samuel, where are you? DJ Moore, where are you? Steve Smith called both of them out and said that they can't get off the jam. They seem like they're not putting max effort. Shoot, the Carolina Panthers can pick in the top 20. They are definitely getting a receiver because these guys don't look like they're it. They have 3 total receiving touchdowns in 7 games. I think that's ridiculous that y'all and Christian McCaffrey have to carry this entire offense, knowing that you all can make plays. So hopefully they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. Maybe we can see some stuff. But I do like their defense. I do like their defensive coaching. They do one thing that we haven't been good at, which is run the ball. We haven't been able to stop the rush. So that does concern me. But I just ultimately believe that the Carolina Panthers are going to come out. Kyle Allen's going to have a bounce-back game. He might not have a big 3-touchdown type of game, but he's going to be that manager and make some plays here and there that we need to win this football game. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to still get his opportunities to get off. I don't think that they have linebackers. They have good linebackers. I don't think linebackers that can match up with him. He's going to still be able to make some runs. They are stout in the middle with that boy Casey, so we're going to have to be creative when we run the football. But defensively, but defensively, I think if we can get them in 3rd and long, they're in trouble. So we got to make sure that we are very, very good on 1st and 2nd down and stopping that run, get them in 3rd and long, make Tannehill have to beat us. and if we make Tannehill have to beat us, this game won't even. Don't even worry about it, Panthers Nation. We're gonna walk out of here with a dub. So I do believe the Carolina Panthers are gonna win this game. I don't know if I'm as confident as DJ, but I do believe that we're gonna win this football game. We have to. It's imperative.
I mean, also to mention, I had mentioned while I was talking, this is a game that Kyle Allen can just manage.
Right.
The main reason why I didn't pick the Panthers over San Francisco 49ers, I said that he would need to make plays in that game for them to win. And he's not that player. I mean, when you talked about when the Panthers went on that losing streak last year, I mean, come on, man. We already talked about it. Noodle arm. Y'all had noodle arm out there, man. I mean, y'all couldn't. That was one of the main reasons why y'all struggled, couldn't get the ball down the field. Obviously, you made mention to the wide receivers. But this is different. You got Kyle Allen, somebody that can manage a game. And the Panthers are more talented than the Tennessee Titans. So, that's what's going to be the difference maker in this game. As long as he doesn't revert back to, start seeing ghosts from that San Francisco game, that's not going to be there. Look, you're not playing San Francisco no more, okay?
Right.
As long as he doesn't let that game affect him going forward, there's no reason why the Panthers should lose this game at all.
Yeah, and I love his confidence, man. He has a certain type of thing that things usually don't get to him.
We've never seen him come back from a bounce back game. This is his first loss since being a starter. So that is something you kind of do got to mention. You might like his confidence, but he has to go out there and show it.
Well, and that's why I feel the way that I feel. I don't know if I'm as confident as you, but we have to see it. It's something we haven't seen. So, but I do think we're going to get a win. But look at us bouncing off each other's, picking each other team. What is this?
I mean, these right here. I mean, if you look at both of these games, to be honest, man, I mean, they're two games that shouldn't have played out the way they did. And the respectable teams that we're talking about right now, both have real reasons to be pissed off about their performances. The Panthers, it should have been closer. I see them losing a closer game.
Yeah.
This game that going into the Titans, we might be talking a little different, but because of the way they got manhandled, I mean, San Francisco 49ers took out manhandled that game.
Yeah.
And like you said, Ron Rivera, I saw him up on the press conference. He was like, he felt that. Like you could see when a coach feels like this team just basically made it look like a bunch of bees. Like nah, this is not who we are. We're not going to allow this to stand. And like you said, in the back of his head, he is thinking about that 6-game losing streak I had last year. He's like, this is not going to start here. We're not doing this. And like I said, the Tennessee Titans are the perfect team for y'all to bounce back on.
Right.
So, it should play out this way. I really, man. I don't know how we're going to come on here next time and turn the other direction.
Man, it better not happen. We both can get these dubs, man. We both can get these dubs. So, that's it.
Obviously, the Falcons are off. And the Saints are off.
So
they can't win or lose. So that's it for the NFC South, man.
Man, I wish them Saints could lose this bye.
I'm trying to make some ground up.
Gosh, man. And I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening. Gosh, them boys are good. All right, so we're going to get into this NFL, man. Let's do a little rapid fire. Let's talk about
rapid fire.
We're going to start with the Thursday night game, the Halloween game. Ooh. And you know who's going to be seeing ghosts? You know who's going to be seeing ghosts? Kyler Murray. Ooh. 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. This is an interesting game, man. This is a divisional game. They're coming off of a big blowout. Arizona might surprise some people. They may surprise some people. I know the 49ers are legit. You're hearing it from me. I've seen them. You've seen them. They are legit. But I think the Arizona Cardinals might have a little something for them to keep the game interesting until about the second quarter. I say this every time with Arizona. I'm sorry, y'all. But I got the 49ers winning this game, man. Hopefully they don't sleep on them and be too high. But they're just too good.
The only thing working in the Arizona Cardinals that you could possibly say might work in their favor, it's a Thursday night game. These games sometimes play out very weird, but most of the time, they play out how we think it is. I don't know if any of y'all play Call of Duty. There's this mode called Zombies. And when the game starts, he gets like round 4 or 5, and you hear his voice come in and says, "Fetch their souls." I feel like that's what the San Francisco 49ers are going to do. They're going to fetch Kyle Murray's soul, and they're going to rip the life out of him. That defense is fast. They're physical. Flying in the middle of that defense, man. It's Halloween. They're going to use that narrative and push their defense with that. They're going to be a nightmare out there for the Arizona Cardinals on defense. Arizona defense, one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. Garoppolo still hasn't shown the ability to really be a passer, but once again, I don't want to get into that conversation. That can turn to something. I got some things to say about it, maybe at the end of the season. But they run the ball really well. They're going to continue to do it. Cardinals going to take that L. San Fran wins Thursday night.
We agree there. I guess let's keep it moving. I will say this: their running backs are pretty beat up, except for Coleman. So the Coleman's good enough to get the job done.
I'm about to say Coleman out there running that.
Man, he always kills us, man. So he did it last year with Atlanta. That's how they beat us in Atlanta. So, well, let's keep it moving, man. We have another London game starting at 9:30 a.m.
In London. Hey.
This is going to be a good game, man. I think London actually is going to be this good. Some good divisional games, man. We got the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jags. Garner Minshew versus Deshaun Watson. And I want to throw a stat out there. Deshaun Watson is 3-0 against Jacksonville in his career. So I'm going
0-0 against your boy Minshew in London. All right. I'm going to take this first. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to beat the Houston Texans, okay? I just saw my boy Deshaun Watson. He went out to Israel and got baptized. That's an awesome thing, man. It's outstanding, man. But I think they're going to have a little bit of a letdown game here. Going over to London. I said it when the Bucs play the Panthers. Defense travels. And okay, I think the Jaguars got a better defense than the Houston Texans. I love Deshaun Watson, but those games are very funny over there. I think Fournette's going to have a hell of a game. Minshew has a certain magic to him. And I feel like that magic might show up in London, and the Jags are going to win this game. Boom!
Wow.
Upset alert.
I do too, man. I like Minshew. What? No. I'm not picking him. But I like Minshew, and I like everything that you said, man. This is tough for me. Who? I didn't do enough research. Who's there now? Whoever goes down there first is gonna win. That's why.
You did say that. Yeah, you said that about this too.
But, jeez, man, I'm gonna go with going Houston, man. I am going Houston. I think, I'm gonna go Houston. I just think Deshaun Watson is gonna outdo Garner Minshew. The blow to Watt is gonna be huge. I think it's gonna be bigger than what how they believe. But
I got one of the top receivers in the league right now with your boy Chalk right now. So I mean,
I like him.
Can they contain him?
You know what? No. We're supposed to be rapid fire. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm going Houston just because Deshaun Watson's never lost. Even though I do believe I'm this close to going to Jags, man. It's a toss up for me. I think you made a heck of a point. They're healthier, man. They just seem healthy.
Yeah. That's the important thing about going to the football playing in October, November, and December is who's the healthiest.
Yeah.
It's big.
And this is another game. Let's keep it moving, man. We have another AFC matchup that was supposed to be the Andrew Luck and the Big Ben show, but
neither one there.
So we got the Colts and the Steelers, man. And congratulations to the Indianapolis Colts, who are 5-2 with Jacoby Brissett as the quarterback. Y'all didn't know? Andrew Luck knew what was going on. He knew this boy was out playing him during this off season and was like, ooh, I don't want to go out there and mess this team up. And then, I digress. I got the Indianapolis Colts, man. They're gonna get this.
I got the Colts, man. Marlon Mack, man. You a beast. You should be a Buck. Get you, man. But yeah, man. I'm taking the Colts. But yeah, I'm not even going too much. You know, we all know Pittsburgh's beat up. It is what it is. You know, no Big Ben. That team is low key rebuilding or reloading, whichever one you want to call it. Yeah, they're gonna lose this game.
Bet. All right, so let's go to the next one, man. We got the Chicago Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh my God! You go first round.
You gonna make me go first with this one?
I'm thinking Chicago Bears. Okay,
I'm going Chicago.
I'm thinking Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
I'm not a Wentz fan. They have no receivers. They barely can run the ball. That defense is okay. Fletcher Cox hasn't been, well, I can't really say hasn't been. He hasn't been making the impact that he normally makes now.
Yeah.
He might not. He's probably still playing at a high level, but he's not being that same player right now. Philadelphia, I don't think they're a really good team. That's my personal opinion. And the Bears have a good defense. I mean, this game is a toss-up. This is really close, but you know, I'm not a big fan of Mitch Trubisky either. But I'm gonna take the Bears. Is it in Chicago?
No, it's in Philly.
I mean, they're both really cold areas. You know, it's just, you know, it's not. Chicago is very similar to Philly, so I mean, it's not. I think that big of a difference, but yeah, I see Wentz throwing a couple turnovers in this game, and yeah, I'm taking the Bears.
Okay. Mitch Trubisky is doo-doo, but I mean doo-doo. But the Philadelphia Eagles secondary is doo-doo. So yeah, I think he can have one of those games where he can do just enough to win this game against that terrible secondary.
Allen Robinson's a beast.
Yeah, he can ball, man. So I'm going with them too, man. Now here's probably the doo-doo game of the week. You have the 1-6 Jets visiting the 0-7 Miami Dolphins. I'm going Dolphins in this one. Dolphins get their first win.
I don't think the Dolphins going to win a game. I'm picking the Jets. This is a doo-doo game of the week. You know, nah, I'm not going deep into this. I think your boy Darnold is going to play well enough to win another game. You know, let's remember he hasn't been in this whole season, and when they play, you know, they're playing a team that's worse than them, and they should go out there and win that game. Jets over the Dolphins.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I got the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins get their first win. They're gonna have Talib out there.
I thought he was hurt.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. I'm just throwing that out there. But he ain't gonna make much of a difference anyway right now. So I got Dolphins, man. They finally get their first win. All right, let's move on. We have the can't believe these jokers are 6-2. The Kirk Cousins Minnesota Vikings versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Where is it?
Kansas City.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is going to find a way to lose this game. Yeah.
Yep.
Mahomes is back. So that means that the better quarterback is with the Kansas City Chiefs.
So he is going to play?
I thought they said he was going to – they said out last week, right? And they said he was going to sit out 1 week. So,
okay.
Well, if he doesn't play, then no, Kirk Cousins still will find a way to lose this game. I don't know. At home, I would feel a little more confident about taking him. You know, he's been riding a high horse of late, but the real Kirk Cousins sometimes stands up from week to week, and this could be one of those weeks going into Arrowhead and just having one of those games where he's going to bomb in and lose some Chiefs.
Right. Well, as of today, they have Patrick Mahomes as doubtful.
I'm taking the Vikings. Just forget everything I said. Never mind. The Chiefs are not a good team without Mahomes. I'm sorry. I still don't like Kirk Cousins. I'm picking the Vikings.
I actually like the way Matt Moore performed against the Green Bay Packers defense, man. He had a lot of guys drop passes. He was hitting them. He had probably about 4 or 5 drops. Like, not him, but of course, I mean, his receivers, man. And he threw the ball 56 times and had like 3 touchdowns, no interceptions against that Vikings. He played good ball. So I'm still going Kansas City Chiefs because Kirk Cousins, I'm still not a freaking believer. And I don't know if Thielen's gonna play. Even though that defense is horrendous, I think that they're gonna start playing some better football. So I am going Kansas City on that one.
We got split.
Yep. Past 2 games been a split, man. A couple games, past 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right. Make sure you do this on ESPN. I ain't been doing mine, so we gotta do it this week. See who's gonna win.
Bet.
All right. So then we have the Washington Deadskins.
Oh, they dead.
Yeah, versus the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. It says Buffalo has won 6 out of the last 7 meetings against the Redskins.
And it's going to be 7 out of the last 8 Bills against the Redskins. Redskins suck. You know, if you want to, they are fighting. They're fighting with the Dolphins as the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And the Bengals.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I'm going Bills with that one too. All right, now we have this game is actually going to be interesting and probably a pretty good game. Both of these teams, I think, are mediocre or kind of inching towards slightly being above mediocre. They've lost some tough games. They've played some tough opponents with their schedule. But I actually like the direction of both of these teams. You have the Detroit Lions versus the Oakland Raiders.
The Oakland Raiders, John Gruden's a good coach, man. For all the shortcomings that he has as a coach of being an asshole and all other stuff, I mean, he finds a way to get these teams together. You know, you give him a little bit of time, this man makes the team into a competitor. Obviously, we all know he's a former Buck, and he had a team ready to win, and he took them there. And a team that was kind of old and, you know, whatever, and he kept them on a 9-7 trend, so we fired him. You know, and you can see this Raider team heading that direction, but they're ascending. They're still young. They're still building. There's something there. So, you know, this was a question mark many people had with John Gruden. Can he build a team? But right now, you're seeing this man showing he can win some games, even with a team that's probably not as talented as many people want to give him credit to be. But I'm going to take the Raiders in this game. For everything I just said, that's why I had to get on my high horse with John Gruden. And I'm going to take the Raiders this week. Not a Carr fan, though.
This is tough for me to judge.
Oh, my wife don't see this because my wife is a Detroit Lions fan, and she probably be like, hey, let it happen.
I'm going Lions, man.
It makes sense.
I think they're going to somehow find a way. They've been so close, and they've had a lot of heartbreaks.
That's why I took the Raiders.
Yeah,
that's the main reason. Detroit seems like they're always Detroit. I don't know why. You know, always close, but never close enough to win more than they should.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at the games, though, man. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Eagles. They beat the Giants. Those teams that aren't –
sorry.
But they beat those teams that they're supposed to beat. They lost to the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. They lost to Green Bay, close game. I thought that they actually should have pulled that one out. And they lost to the Vikings. So those teams are all what's their record? 5-3, 7-1, 6-2. They're playing against a team that's below 500. I think that they're going to get this win.
All right. Let me split. We out here splitting like a bug. We were on course with the NFC South. Now we splitting with these.
All right, let's keep it moving. We got the Green Bay Packers versus DJ's favorite quarterback in the NFL, and Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going Chargers.
Repeat this game again.
The Green Bay Packers versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Your favorite quarterback.
You picking the Chargers?
I am picking the Chargers to win this game.
The Chargers are a bad team, man, and it's not. And it goes further than Phillip Rivers. I give Phillip Rivers a crap. I thought this team was going to be better than they are, and they're not. At the same time, Phillip Rivers is Phillip Rivers. They had opportunities to win games this year. He has thrown it away like he has for years. And the Green Bay Packers are going to continue to win this game and stay on that track of winning. I don't trust San Francisco. I don't trust the LA Chargers at all.
Okay. I will say this. They did fire their offensive coordinator. Usually when moves are like moves made like that, for some reason,
yeah, you're right.
some strange reason, that following game they come out and ball out and somehow get a win. So I just believe that this defense is going to find a way to get some pressure on Aaron Rodgers and be able to slow down Aaron Jones in that running game. These receivers I do not trust for Green Bay. But they have Aaron Rodgers has been playing some really good ball. It seems like he's finding his groove. I just believe that they're going to, I don't know, maybe it's a trap game. But I would prefer for them to win this game because we got to play them next week. So let me take my pick back. I'm going Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay.
You can talk yourself out of a pick. I tell you, I mean, it's easy to do that, Jim.
I'm going Green Bay. Oh, we back on track, DJ.
Yep.
All right. So then we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Denver Broncos in Denver.
Who's the starting quarterback in Denver? Is it Flacco hurt?
I don't know, man.
They don't make no difference. I mean, that team right now, they're not a good team.
Neither one of these teams are good.
Yeah, they're not. And I said the Browns. You go back and check the prediction at the beginning of the season. We're about talking crazy about the Browns. The Browns are the Browns until further notice.
Absolutely.
Okay. You know, freaking Mayfield is.
Oh, speaking of him walking out of press conferences, catching attitudes today, I was like, dang, Baker.
Yeah, let's see how they make they talk about this. Well, the Browns have a little stretch right now that they can go on a run because they're not playing a lot of good teams coming up. But I'm gonna take the Browns in this game just because they're more talented than the Denver Broncos, and they should. Which, we're talking about the Browns here, should win this game.
Right. Well, Denver's not scoring a lot, hardly any, I should say. But defensively, they're only giving up 19 points per game.
They can make Mayfield turn the ball over. This could be a Chicago Bears-Panthers game when the Chicago Bears came and won it on defense.
Right. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this. But the Broncos are 1-3 at home. Yeah. But they have lost to some really good teams. Yeah.
Go with it.
I'm going, yeah.
I can see it. You making me a believer. But I'm still going with the Browns, but you making me a little bit believe with that game.
Yeah, I think I'm going Denver. I'm bugging. I'm going Denver. Yo, so are they gonna start? Are they benching Flacco?
There's been a lot of rumbles about that. He's like a statue standing back there getting pummeled. They might need. Who was the backup though?
It says neck injury to keep Flacco out against the Browns.
Yeah, see, I told you. I knew he was injured. Yeah.
So who's going to start for him? Oh, man. I don't know. I might want to change my – Brandon Allen.
I don't know who that is.
Me either. And Drew –
why'd he come out here and ball out?
He's from Arkansas, I guess, and I don't know.
Maybe. You don't come out here and air that ball out. Why? I'm still taking the Browns.
Yeah, I might want to go back Browns. You know what? Forget it. I'm going Broncos.
I mean, he ain't got nothing to lose. He probably going to go out there and throw everything out there. He's either going to get everything picked off. He's going to throw 5 touchdowns.
Yep. All right, so we got dang, man. We got 2 more games. Well, the New England Patriots Sunday night game versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Where is it?
It's in Baltimore. New England gets their first loss of the season.
I'm 100% there with you. That is a perfect elixir right there for the Patriots to lose. And if they were at home, I probably would take the Patriots. Something about primetime games in Gillette that I would have picked the Brady show, but they're not in Gillette. They're in B-more, so they're going to take that out.
And I do want to throw another thing out there. I know none of this stuff really matters, but the Ravens are 10-0 at home in primetime games since 2011. And I do know that Bill Belichick struggles with mobile quarterbacks because Cam Newton usually does well against them also. So he's never lost to them. So, yeah, I know that defense is playing phenomenal. They're not going to have an opportunity to really get a lot of passes because that secondary is playing good ball. But I think Lamar Jackson is going to be able to improvise and make some plays on that defense.
And the Patriots haven't played a tough schedule, let's be honest. I mean,
nope.
So this is going to be a test, and I think they're going to lose this one. Yep. Ravens going to win this game.
Yep. Well, we back agreeing, my brother. All right, the Monday night game. 2 toilet bowl teams. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Football Giants. The Cowboys 8-1 versus the NFC East last 2 years. This division, in my opinion, is terrible. That's how the Cowboys are staying alive left and right.
The NFC least.
Yeah, they're going to find a way to win this football game. I would love for Saquon and Daniel Jones to come out there and shock the world Monday night. Just don't see it happen. Cowboys.
Where is it?
It's in New York. With Jersey.
I'm taking the Giants.
Whoa, good.
This is going to be a weather game. I do believe that. Correct. The Dallas Cowboys got to come to a place that right now it's already cold there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saquon's there. He's back. Daniel Jones hasn't been playing his best ball since, beating us. But I don't know. Like you said, the way they lost to the Jets in MetLife already, this is something we can see happen again. I'm going to watch this game. I think the Giants –
I am too.
I think the Giants might come out here and shock people. Cowboys haven't played a tough schedule, and this is a game they can drop. And I think they got Golden Tate back. Don't they got Shepard now at wide receiver? Ingram.
And they just got Leonard Williams.
Yep. So, that's going to help the stoutness in that line. So, hey, call it what you must. I see the Giants. Giants are going to shock the world. They're going to beat the Cowboys. They'll shock the Cowboy Nation. Anybody and lose this big.
Man, I would love for that to happen because they don't have their injury report is slim. They look really, really good. And Dallas does too, though. They're coming off a bye. But Evan Ingram can get off against those linebackers, man. Them linebackers suck in coverage.
Yeah. So, like I said, Golden Tate just getting back really with that team.
Yeah.
They might come out here and do something. And I hope they do. And I'm picking the Giants in this game.
But I'm not picking them. I got the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, I got the Cowboys. Ugh, I hate that.
All right. Well, that's week 9, baby.
Yeah, that's
I know it wasn't rapid fire. We had a little extra time because we only had 2 teams playing this week, so we probably went a little more in depth than we usually do.
Oh, we sure did. We were talking
but it was
about
fun. That was fun, though.
It was. We talked about making it a 30-minute video, and here it is an hour.
Yeah. It's just
football,
whatever, man. We love football, man. We love talking about it, dog.
Yes, sir.
But, hey, thanks for tuning in, man.
Yes,
Thank you for checking us out, man. It's your boy, DJ. Follow me at Twitter, DJ Hop 25. I already said it. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. I don't care. But, yeah, follow me, man. And thank you for checking us out,
Right.
Look out for us.
And, man, appreciate y'all checking us out, man. It's your boy, Mike Ricks. As you see, keep pounding Panther Nation.
Oh, yeah. Fire the cans still at the end of the day.
Yeah, you always forget yours. But follow me at Mike Ricks 07. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I also have one as Mike Ricks, but follow us at the Sports Conference Network. You can also type in NFC South versus the NFL and look us up. Make sure you subscribe, comment, get at us, man. We're doing this for the South, man. So we appreciate
look out for us on that. Yeah, definitely subscribe to us on the Sports Conference Network, man. We right now working on other shows coming out. Look out and stay tuned for the conference, man. We about to bring. We're sports fans. Obviously, football is my number one love. Most like Mike, same thing, but we love basketball. College. I'm a Syracuse fan, and by football, I'm still a Nets fan. In the NBA, so expect there's gonna be some content coming with that as well. We're gonna bring some other people on. We're gonna try to make that fun as well. So look out for that. I wanted to shout that out.
Facts, most definitely, man. So get connected, man. Get connected. And appreciate y'all that are already supporting. Be on the lookout for Sunday night. DJ and I are going to go live. Hopefully we can get
going live. We changing it up, baby.
We're gonna go live. Yeah.
Once y'all get them comments,
hopefully we can get a little TJ Jones who that out there with us too, man, for a little bit. But yeah, man, appreciate it once again, man. It's your boy. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning into the NFC South versus the NFL. And we out.
Peace.